Hey, good evening, everybody. It's Ross Cook of Ross Cook Balancing. Just got in from balancing with my evening clients. And so let's take a moment to talk about cords and energetic cords, which are like pools of energy. They're thoughts that you've had that have kind of spooled up a bunch of different information and ideas over time, literally all over your life. Now, we can also talk about, energy being caught in clusters in our body and the density of our body. But tonight, just for this parlance, for this simple, easy discussion, let's say there's you and there's another person that you know, and then there is a thought bubble that is just you and that other person. And unique in the world energetically, you have been putting thoughts and ideas and energy and emotions into this. Literally, anytime you think of those people, feel those people, or your infinite subconscious mind is trading energies like that, okay? In ancient Hawaii, the Hawaiians believe that we are corded to each other. And they look like little itty bitty silken cords, like micro cords I have one connected to me. And if you are a person I know, then you have a cord connected to me, and we're sending information back and forth. Now, sometimes the cords are really little like that. That means they don't have a great capacity. And sometimes they're really big, and they look sort of like gigantic, instead of silken strings, they look like gigantic kind of mushrooms, like tree limbs sort of made out of mushroomy type stuff. And they connect us. And that might be with your mom or your dad or a brother or a sister or somebody you've spent a lot of time with in your life. And you have a lot of information going up and down, not unlike a cable that goes, from Europe to England. They have a lot of connectors and a lot of things passing light and information down that. We have the same thing to thought bubbles. Now, it's not just to the person, it's to the third party energy that we've created. Well, why do we bring that up tonight? Two different scenarios. If you have a lot of things going on in your life, let's say you have a role and you've been this role, you've been that role in your life, and this was your job, and you've gone from job to job, and that kind of was the auspices of who you are, and you've been doing that. Now you've come back and you're consulting at that, or all these other things are going on, but you're primarily in that role. What happens is you have a relationship with those jobs, but there's also a thought bubble, an energy system out there that is essentially kind of unimaginative. It's just sending you the information that you have invested into this thought bubble through many repetitions and many roles, exchanges, and interchanges with people for years and years and years. It's not the possibility of the universe. It's not. It has an address and it has an identifier as to what's going on there. So often when we are endeavoring to grow, we have to give ourselves permission to break those cords or to diminish those cords to the thought bubble, as well as to that job, that role, those people that were involved in that job and all that. Does that make sense? Okay. So it's not just the person or the job or the role. It's an energetic source that's still giving me information and making me somewhat interact with it as if it were still alive and present in my life, and that's who I am. No, if you're weller and you're changing, you might have to give yourself permission. And often when we work with CEOs, CFOs of companies, people who've had a lot of history and a lot of success, we have to give them permission to break and release some of those cords, almost like forgetting some stuff in the past. So they're making more room for the wonder and the wellness. And that brings me to the second point tonight. I'm not a big one. If you've been around me a long time, I'm not a big one for goals and that kind of stuff. What I am huge about, though, is when you have wins, when the universe is supporting you and you're getting those kismet coincidences that happen in the world, and all of a sudden it's like, wow, here's one, and here's another one, here's another one. I would like you to write them down, because I want you to go back and be able to visit those. I want you to be able to build an island or a destination of those, so that, because goodness knows when something bad happens, we're like, oh, and the energy gets on us and we start to cycle. No, okay, let's build a positive proof source that, like, this is who I am. And when I go back and I read that list and I look at it in the morning and I go after it again and again and again, I get those hits of dopamine, like, yeah, okay, I did that, and yeah, I did that, and yes, I did that, and now I'm feeling good, and now I'm going to balance and journey within, and that's going to be I'm going to take fears and limits, and I'm going to power up this destination of positivity and flow in my life. Okay, does that make sense? And then now I'm going to go out in that flow state, and the world's going to be very attractive to that well and healed state. So two things. Let's build that positive destination. And it's your private destination. You can take those sacred, secret, beautiful thoughts and build them, into the magical thing that they already are, and just bundle them up together so that you can be embraced and shared with them with yourself. And then after you share them with yourself long enough, the world will benefit from that wellness and that flow that you're manifesting and you're interacting with in the world. And secondly, let's become aware that there's a lot of energy out there in the world, and we have relationship with the energy as much as we have relationship with the people that are around us. And so we have to heal both. We have to grow within and away from sometimes both of those situations. Okay, I'm Ross. I'm Ross Cook of Ross Cook Balancing. Man, we were this close to getting the website out and rolled today, and we ran into a slight glitch. We'll get the text on the jobs tomorrow, and we'll get one of the pieces released, and we'll get it up and going. So excited to be with you. This is day 60 of 60 Facebook Lives, and I'm proud and happy to be with you. I ask you, just be well, be slightly different. If these things help you or benefit you, send them to somebody else or send them this direction, give them some likes, share them. I believe in you. And I know if nothing has happened today and no one has told you that, I am telling you right now, I believe in you and you can be well. And let's just do tonight and tomorrow slightly differently. And we'll talk again tomorrow. Until then, be strong, be different, and Jomo.